Well, you are not subtle about this. Hey everyone, welcome to Tales, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Falling Mushroom Kingdom. So, Luigi. Of course, I couldn't just leave Mario stranded in that brutal, merciless world all by himself. Looks like this is officially turning into a full-on Super Mario Bros. Sculpting series, and honestly, I'm totally fine with that. The only issue I probably need to address right away is this. As you might have already noticed, projects like these take me forever. And at this pace, by the time the series is finished, well, we'll all probably be old. And for that reason, I want to mention my Patreon right off the bat. For those of you who simply want to support the channel and my work, there's a tier just for that. And you can also become a YouTube member if you prefer. And for those of you who want to actually get the models you see in my videos, I've got a Patreon tier that gives you access to my STL files. Making these characters isn't my full-time job yet, but it is my goal. Every bit of support helps me put more time and energy into creating new models and of course making better videos. So it's really a win-win. I get to keep expanding this world of characters, and you get more figures, more stories, some behind-the-scene access, and some other good stuff. So if that sounds cool, the link is in the video description and right on the screen. And even if it's not for you, just being here and watching already means a lot. So thank you. Now, I want to quickly address a few recurring comments from the Mario video. By the way, if you haven't seen it yet, it's right over here. Okay, first, I got quite a few comments about the white circle around the M on Mario's hat. But no, I didn't forget it. I actually tried it, didn't like it, and just kept going. Still, I decided to give it another shot, and I mean, it's alright, like... he probably looks a bit more like classic Mario now. You'll see it at the end of the video. Second, a lot of you said he looks like Don Fry, and yeah, I can totally see it now. Completely unintentional, but I'll take it. And honestly, it's kind of awesome. Third, the Mario debate. Some of you brought up the 1993 movie and said that his last name has always been Mario. And yeah, I don't even want to comment on that fever dream, so please don't ask me to take it seriously. What I meant was this. Officially, Miyamoto didn't confirm the whole Mario thing until 2015. That said, looking back at the original 1983 game title Mario Bros, well yeah, it kind of spells it out, doesn't it? So I'm with you on this one. Now, for those of you who are new and have no idea what's going on right now, this is ZBrush, a program for sculpting. And also this is my 21.5-inch pen display Huion Kamvas RDS-220. A pen display is basically just a second monitor that can be used for drawing, painting, and doing similar stuff. And I guess in this era, it's important to say this out loud. I'm not using any AI for this. As you saw at the beginning, I started this project from a simple sphere, basically the digital equivalent of starting with a ball of clay. From there, I sculpt and model everything using a pen, or stylus, if you will. It is very similar to digital painting, but it's in 3D. And you might be asking, why not use real clay instead? Well, I do have a few reasons for this, but let's leave that for another time. If very briefly, sculpting digitally allows me to share my characters with you. You can get my models if you want to print them, and that also helps support the channel. You'll find all the links in the description. Just wanted to briefly talk about the blaster and the poltergust here. I recorded very little footage of making the poltergust, and pretty much no footage of making the blaster at all. And the main reason for that is that I had to design them both from scratch, and I would say I'm not actually really good at designing this kind of sci-fi stuff. So this handle here and actually most of the elements, like let's see here, like this grip and this barrel, for example, I had to design and model from the ground up. Fortunately, I didn't have to model all of those, thanks to having a very decent ZBrush model library. So I was able to kind of kit bashed some of the parts, which didn't actually make it much easier. Now let me move it aside a bit and show you the poltergust. Right, so here's our poltergust. I somewhat based some of the elements on the Ghostbusters proton pack, like you see this fixation thing here. It turns out it's actually called a harness yoke. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Let me know what you think. And now I believe it's time to talk about Luigi. Before he was hunting ghosts with a vacuum cleaner, Luigi was just Mario's brother. He first appeared all the way back in Mario Bros. In 1983, introduced as the green-clad second player. Same mustache, same overalls, same jumps, just taller, thinner, and, let's be honest here, always standing slightly in Mario's shadow. For a long time, he was basically, quote-unquote, Mario but green. Same job, same missions, same princess saving duties. If Mario jumped on a Goomba, Luigi jumped on a Goomba, usually a fraction of a second later. But here's the thing, even back then, Luigi was different. He jumped higher, he was more slippery on his feet, and he always felt a bit uncomfortable in the spotlight. While Mario charged forward like he owned the place, Luigi, well, hesitated. He looked nervous, and over time, that nervousness didn't disappear. It basically became his defining trait. And Nintendo leaned into it. Instead of turning Luigi into a carbon copy of his brother, they gave him something far more interesting. Fear. Luigi isn't fearless. He's anxious, he doubts himself, he doesn't want to be here, but he shows up anyway. And that's exactly what led to Luigi's Mansion. In 2001, Nintendo did something unexpected. They gave Luigi his own game, not in bright, cheerful kingdom full of sunshine and bouncing mushrooms, but in a haunted mansion, filled with dust, ghosts, darkness, and unsettling silence. But let's keep going. No Mario, no safety net, only Luigi, a flashlight, a vacuum cleaner / ghost hunting device called Poltergust, and absolutely no idea what he was doing. Kinda like myself when I was designing Luigi's gear. And somehow it worked. Luigi's Mansion flipped the formula completely. Instead of stomping enemies, Luigi sucks them up. Instead of charging forward, he cautiously inches through hallways, visibly shaking, calling out for his brother, who, surprise, surprise, never answers. Luigi didn't become a ghost hunter because he was brave. He became one because he was scared and still kept going. And that's what makes him special. Luigi isn't the hero who wants adventure, he's the hero who survives it. And that's a wrap on the sculpting process. So now I'm finally gonna shut up and yeah, here's the finished model. Take a look. This is my new airbrush, Mobius 0.2mm, sent me by the company named Gallery to test. This video isn't sponsored, they just asked me to use it, put it through real work, and share my honest thoughts, which I'll do a bit later once we're deeper into the painting process. First impression though, it looks clean, professional, and surprisingly solid. It's got a bit of weight to it, in a good way, which usually hints at decent materials. Before we continue, just a quick thing. If you enjoy my content and want to support the channel, subscribing really helps. It's a small click for you, but it means a lot to me. And now I believe it is time to talk about the lore. So, if you watched my Mario video, you'll remember that the Mushroom Kingdom has collapsed. A once colorful world, now fractured, dark, and barely holds itself together. Unlike his brother, Luigi never chose this life. He was pulled into it. When the Mushroom Kingdom fell, when the pipes collapsed, the infrastructure failed, and entire regions were swallowed by darkness, Mario went where the fighting was loudest: front lines, strongholds, open war. Luigi, on the other hand, went where no one else could: below the surface, inside abandoned systems, into places the maps no longer acknowledged. A reluctant ghost hunter turned resistance operative, Luigi became the one who worked in the margins, collecting intel, sealing breaches, and holding the line when the world above was in chaos. He doesn't lead attacks, he stops things from getting out of control. Luigi isn't a big hero. He isn't as well known as Mario. But those who know him know one thing: he is a contingency man. He is the one you send in when nothing else works. He is the last light. Luigi isn't just a hunter in this world. He's a scholar, an engineer, an inventor. While Mario fights the consequences of the collapse, Luigi studies its cause. He documents the entities that slip through fractured reality. He catalogs behavior, weaknesses, patterns, ghosts, demons, gene-like manifestations pulled into existence by broken warp physics. Most fighters learn how to kill their enemies, but Luigi learns how they function, and that knowledge is what made him indispensable. It's also why he designed the gear, not just his own, but Mario's as well. Every reinforced plate, every power conduit, every stabilizer built into Mario's boots was first sketched, tested, and refined by Luigi in the dark. Mario may be the sword, but Luigi is the hand that forged it. And nowhere else is that clearer than in his signature device, the Poltergust Model Pro T0N. On the surface, it looks like a weapon. In reality, it's a mobile containment system. Built from scavenged industrial parts, corrupted Koopa tech, and Luigi's own prototypes, the Pro T0N operates on a dual-phase intake system. It doesn't simply suck entities in, it destabilizes them first. A directed electromagnetic field disrupts ectoplasmic cohesion, breaking hostile spirits out of their aggressive forms and forcing them into a compressible state. Once contained, the entities are routed through a reinforced spectral chamber housed in the backpack unit. Filters scrub volatile residue, stabilizers prevent chain reactions, and a failsafe auto-purge is always armed. Because if containment is compromised, the entire unit is designed to vent outward, not inward. Luigi learned that lesson the hard way. The Poltergust hums constantly. Not as a design flaw, but as a warning. If it ever goes silent, something has escaped. And yet, for all its complexity, the Pro T0N was built with one goal in mind: control, not destruction. Luigi does not annihilate what he hunts unless there is no other option. Some entities are studied, some are sealed, and some are sent back through stabilized micro-rifts, rebuilt warp system carefully controlled to prevent another collapse. But there is one entity that cannot be contained: King Boo. Long before the kingdom fell, King Boo was already experimenting with the spaces between worlds. When the pipes fractured and reality thinned, he didn't just escape, he expanded. He became something more than a ghost, a sovereign intelligence feeding on fear, bending lesser entities to his will, building a spectral empire inside the ruins. King Boo doesn't fight Mario, he hunts Luigi. Because Luigi is the only one who understands what he is, and the most importantly, how close he came to being stopped. Their conflict isn't loud. It isn't visible from the outside. It happens in sealed corridors, collapsing mansions, and dead zones where sensors fail and light behaves strangely. King Boo whispers, he taunts, he waits. And Luigi keeps moving. He's afraid, yes, but fear in the Falling Mushroom Kingdom isn't weakness. It is discipline. It's the reason Luigi checks every corner, the reason he listens before he breathes, the reason he stays vigilant. And this is why he survives encounters no one else walks away from. In this world, Mario holds the line, but Luigi makes sure there is still something worth holding it for. And that's all there is to the lore, for now.
Whew, mamma mia.
Let me know what you think about it. And if you liked it, make sure to give a like to this video. Now, while the paint's drying, I thought I'd talk about a bit of my painting process. I work predominantly with acrylics, mostly model paints. And my favorite brand is Vallejo. Model paints are definitely more expensive than regular craft paints, but in my experience, they're absolutely worth it. The pigment quality, consistency, and control you get make a huge difference. I also use oil paints quite a lot, especially for washes and whenever I need really smooth buttery blends. They take longer to dry, but that extra working time is exactly what makes them so useful. For this project, I also decided to experiment with fluorescent paint. This paint is amazing because it literally shines under UV light. And for my Luigi model, this turned out to be the right call. You'll see what I mean very soon. And yeah, that's pretty much my process in a nutshell. If you have any questions about the painting, the materials, or anything else, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to reply to all of them. Hello?
Yeah, we got a problem.
Luigi? Where are you?
On your desk, where you left me.
So what's up?
My gear came in.
Oh sweet, how does it look?
Seriously? It's gigantic.
Yeah, about that.
It's the size of a sedan. You printed it at your scale.
You know it was a mistake, right?
A mistake? I'm supposed to survive in the falling mushroom kingdom with what? Harsh language?
Luigi, you're a plastic figure.
And you are arguing with one.
So here's what actually happened. When I was preparing Luigi for printing, I, as always, broke the model into many separate parts. You have to scale the model correctly before exporting. And this is where I screwed up. I thought I scaled everything correctly to about 1/6 scale or so, but I guess I just didn't notice the pipes because there were so many parts in the scene. And I believe I simply missed them. And so when I exported the model and sent it off for printing, the files were technically fine, just not the correct size. And by the way, I don't own a 3D printer, so I had to get them reprinted by the service. And here they are, the actual size of these pipes. So yeah, that's the story. This is how I ended up with these foam-like things. Lesson learned, always double check the scale of every separate part. Alright, now let's finish painting our Luigi. By this point, I'd already spent enough time with the airbrush to know what I think about it, so here are my thoughts. To start, full disclosure. I've never owned a high-end branded airbrush before, and I don't have decades of experience to compare everything against. But I can say this, out of all the airbrushes I've used so far, this one is easily the best. It's very easy to work with. The trigger feels smooth and predictable, which makes controlling paint flow much less stressful, especially during longer sessions. And probably the coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is that it's extremely easy to clean. In fact, I never had to do a full deep clean by removing the needle, not even once. One small downside, the paint cup is a bit small. That became slightly inconvenient when I was base coating larger parts, since I had to refill more often than I'd like. That said, I use this airbrush for both base coating and much finer detail work, and it handled both really well. So yeah, for its price, this is a very solid airbrush. Easy to use, easy to maintain, and honestly, a pleasant tool to work with. And if you want to check it out for yourself, there's a link in the video description along with the 10% discount promo code you can use. Alright, before we wrap this up, I want to quickly address the obvious question. Why did this video take so long? Well, first of all, I became a dad last year, which is amazing, truly. But it also means that time has become a very rare resource. Second, this version of Luigi is easily the most ambitious project I've done so far. I really wanted to do him justice. Not just as a character, but as part of this world. And that meant a lot of iteration, a lot of problem solving, and a lot of going back and fixing things I thought were already good enough. And third, it's never just about the figure. There is the sculpting, the modeling, and the designing on the fly, the printing, the painting, and then there is the video itself. Writing, recording, editing, all of that takes a surprising amount of time. So yeah, I know this one took a while, and I really appreciate your patience. Now I'd love to hear from you. What do you think I should make next? Should I continue the series, or switch things up and do something completely different for a bit? And finally, just a quick reminder. If you're interested in getting the Luigi STL files or any of my other models, they're available on my Cult3D page and through Patreon. All the links are down below. And if you do print and paint any of my pieces, please tag me on Instagram. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. And now, let's go. Let's see the finished figure.
Pipes are rusted, the blocks of dust. The Mushroom Kingdom now a broken trust. No cheerful toads, no vibrant green, just a wasteland of forgotten scene. Bowser's reign, a distant echo's call, but something darker has consumed us all. Mario's cap, tattered and torn, another sunrise, another morn. Deep to the mountains high, search for hope beneath the dying sky. No power-ups now, just grit steel, a broken world, the wound that won't heal. But in our hearts, a faith remains to fight the darkness.